Good day, welcome to this devotion. Over the centuries, the world has had this problem where regions of people had enlarged goiters. And for the longest of times, nobody knew why they were there. It would be an easy thing to live with if there were people among every community that had goiters. But it wasn't the case. The people that had enlarged goiters, it was very regionalized. Back in the 1800s, tourists would go to places like the Alps to see the amazing views and to see people with goiters. Mark Twain very famously quoted and said, "I have seen two things I wanted to see in Switzerland, Mont Blanc and the goiter, and now I'm going home." It was not until the 1800s that it was realized that the lack of iodine was the cause of goiters. And you see, there's trace elements of iodine in the soil. In the coastal areas, it's most predominant. The problem is that fresh water washes iodine out of the soil. Think of the Swiss Alps and glaciers melting over them thousands of years ago and washed all the iodine out of the soil. And the same goes for places like Norway and some regions in North America. The problem with iodine is that if you have too much of it, it is poisonous. But this needs to be given to people in some region in very small quantities. And the question was at the time, how do we get iodine to all the people in all the places? The iodine must be made available to male and female, to the rich and the poor. The problem was only solved in the 1920s when iodine was added to salt. The salt companies mix small amounts of iodine in the salt that you buy. And you know, when you go buy it, you see it says iodinated salt. And the results? Well, the results were absolutely staggering. There's this record of Jesus preaching on the side of a mountain. And after he has this profound teaching that we know as the Beatitudes, Jesus tells his followers this: "You are the salt of the earth. But if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet." So you and I, we are the salt of the earth. You know, as a follower of Jesus, what does it mean to you and me to be the salt of the earth? Salt was often used as payment for the Roman soldiers at the time. Hence the saying, "He is worth his salt." So the first point that you and I must be very aware of is that we are valued. Jesus sees value in you. No matter how little value you see in yourself, Jesus, God, the Spirit, sees huge value in you. Salt is also used for seasoning, just like we do today. Jesus sees you as adding value to the beauty of creation. But I think mostly, and most importantly, is that we are to add to the experience of people around us who do not believe in God. You know, if the world sees you and I in the way we treat people around us, in the way we treat our enemies, in the way we handle adversity, and in the way we treat creation, the world is to realize that God is good and that God is love, just by watching us. So as salt adds to the flavor of a meal, never dominating, just complementing, so our actions are meant to add to the flavor that God has in the world. And like iodinized salt, we are meant to heal the world. We are part of the solution in the relationship between God and the people around us, the estranged people. So may you learn to be part of the solution to the world around you. And may both God, Jesus, and the Spirit find a way to heal the world around you. Until we meet again, God bless.